everyone, so today we're going to be learning how to make some delicious and yummy looking club sandwich that your family members would love. Okay, so let me show you guys the ingredients. So these are the ingredients you're going to be needing. Let me pick them out one by one. You're going to be needing some bread, some sliced bread, any brand. Okay, you're going to be needing some veggies, cucumber, and some lettuce. Okay, this is a sandwich. You need the lettuce. If you can get from those abokis, they always have it. This is your mayonnaise. You need some mayonnaise. You need some margarine, butter, anyone that you can get. You're going to be needing some salt, of course, to spice the chicken. I'm going to show you guys later. Some black pepper. You're going to be needing some seasoning powder, some paprika powder, maybe some onion powder, ginger powder, just any spices of choice basically, but I'm just sticking to the basic ones. Then you're going to be needing some tomatoes, some fresh tomatoes, okay, because we want this sandwich to look as pretty as possible. You're going to be needing some chicken. This is the chicken breast with a little bit of bone in it, so you can use any part of chicken that you like, but preferable it's better you just use the chicken breast so that somebody will not be biting into your club sandwich and be eating bone at the same time. So we're going to just spice this chicken breast the way it is. I just added some salt. I'm adding some seasoning powder. I'm going to add some paprika powder. This is like a form of pepper, but it's not so peppery. This is like sweet red bell pepper in powdery form. This is the garlic powder, you guys. This is the garlic powder and then the onion powder. Okay, so you can further spice this with any spices of your choice. You can use curry, you can use thyme. I also added some oil, and then you're going to just mix this together. Just make sure that the spices and the chicken are well combined. And did you guys notice that I didn't cut this into smaller sizes? So I'm going to just grill this or fry this the way it is, like this. So you're going to get a grill pan. If you don't have a grill pan, use your frying pan. You're going to lightly oil the pan with vegetable oil, just a little bit, and you're going to drop the chicken on it. Okay, so if you have an oven, for instance, right, you're supposed to just use your oven to grill the chicken, but I don't want anybody to give excuses of these spices, I don't have an oven, what can I use? You can also use your pan. Okay, so just drop the chicken on the pan and then leave this to just grill away, roast away. Okay, so while it is roasting, you can just be turning it. Make sure that the chicken is well cooked while you are grilling. Now we're going to set that aside, and then our cucumber, we are going to chop our cucumbers into some smaller sizes, smaller round sizes, and of course the lettuce as well. We're just trying to rinse the lettuce and the cucumber to make sure that there are no dirt in this our veggies. Okay, so now to the cucumbers. You guys, are you following? You're going to just slice the cucumber like this. Okay, the cucumber is even very optional. You might not need to add it because my sister didn't like it when I added this to the sandwich. She likes it without the cucumber, but me, I like it with the cucumber. That is why I'm adding it. So depending on what you like. Okay, so now you're also going to get some tomatoes, some firm ripe red tomatoes. You're also going to just slice this into the round shape, and then when you're done slicing, you're going to now use your knife to cut out the inner core. Just take out the tomato seeds. We don't want any tomato seed in our sandwich, so use your knife to take out that inner seed, that inner core. Okay, take out the seed so that you can have a plain looking round tomatoes. Okay, so while you're done with the tomatoes, you're also going to prep the other ingredients, like your lettuce. Okay, so just go to those abokis, ask them for lettuce. You can get for as cheap as 100 naira, 200 naira. Okay, just make sure it is fresh and it's looking like this, washed properly. You don't really need to do anything to this lettuce. Just make sure it is clean. Set aside. Now to our bread. We are using about 6 slices of our bread. Get your sliced bread. Okay, Well, just make sure it is fresh to your preference. Now you're going to chop off the crust of the bread, that is the outer corner. And the reason why we're doing this is because we just want the bread, we want the sandwich to look pretty. So this is completely optional. You don't have to cut out the crust, but if you want the bread to just look a little bit more packaged, you can cut out the crust. Now you're going to get some butter. This is the margarine, the Siemens margarine. You can use King's margarine, you can use any type of butter that you have. Okay, so just spread this all over the bread. We are going to be toasting this bread right now, and usually you're supposed to use a toasting machine, like those pop-up toasters, to toast this. But you guys, I don't want any excuses. We are going to be using our pan. Now we're going to set that aside, and we are going to I got some eggs. This is your normal boiled egg. This might be optional. This was a last minute ingredient kind of something, but I just thought, okay, let me just add some eggs to this sandwich. So you just get your boiled eggs, and you're going to just slice this into the round shape as well. This my egg is not looking fine at all, Abby. So make sure your own is finer than this. So you're going to set the eggs aside, and now we're going to check on our chicken. So while it was grilling, I was just flipping and flipping. At some point, I had to even use my knife to just cut into smaller sizes so that every part of the chicken can be well cooked. Okay, so it's looking slightly burnt, Abby. Yeah, I like it like this. Just make sure your chicken is well cooked, and they're going to take this off it. Remember, I said you can also use your oven. You can even fry the chicken itself if you like. So just do anything you want to do. So we are now going to use, after frying, grilling, whatever you want to do with the chicken, just make sure that your chicken is well cooked. Now you're going to use your fork and your knife to just shred the chicken into smaller sizes. Okay, I don't like my chicken to be too shredded. I like my chicken to be very big and chunky so that I can feel the taste of the chicken while I'm eating my sandwich. So your bowl of shredded or chunky chicken, you're going to sprinkle some mayonnaise. This mayonnaise is going to act as a binder, and it's going to make the chicken as creamy as possible. Okay, so just add some mayonnaise. Okay, as much as you want. Honestly, if you want it to be very, very creamy, add plenty mayonnaise. If you don't like too much mayonnaise, just reduce it. Okay, so now our chicken is well creamed. We're going to set this aside. Now we are going to toast our bread. Okay, if you don't have a toaster or whatever, or a gadget for toasting bread, just use your pan like this. You're going to drop in some butter. Make sure the pan is well oiled or well buttered. You're now going to drop your bread facing downwards. Okay, now when you drop your bread, remember the other side is already buttered. You're going to now butter the upper part, so that when you turn it around, it's going to be, both sides are going to be almost equal. So you're going to just leave this to toast for between 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how your heat is, but preferably this should be done on low heat so that your bread will not go and become like burnt offering. And make sure you keep an eye on it. Don't drop the bread in and go and sleep. Okay, make sure you're constantly checking. So I also dropped in more butter just to make sure that the bread is not too dry. Okay, so when you're done with the toasting of the bread in your pan, remember, if you have a toaster, if you have any gadget for toasting bread, use it instead of this method. This method is for those that don't have. Now you're going to lay the toasted bread on a work surface. It could be your tray, it could be your chopping board. So 3 at once. Now you're going to sprinkle some mayonnaise. Okay, so this is just mayonnaise in a squeeze bottle. Okay, so rub some mayonnaise all over the toasted bread. So now on one of the toasted bread, you are going to now just spread. You should spread everything round so that it's going to be easy for you when it's time for you to layer your sandwich. Okay, so we are trying to layer the sandwich at this point. So just spread the mayonnaise round the bread. Okay, make sure the bread is well coated. And then you're going to start with the chicken. So we're starting with the chicken. Okay. So you're going to start with the chicken, and then when you're done with the chicken, you can add as much as you want. If you like chicken, add plenty. It's your sandwich, you're in charge. You're not going to go in with the lettuce. So we're just trying to alternate the ingredients, especially with the way they look. Okay, so we're trying to be very strategic here, because there's a reason why we didn't start with the lettuce. We started with the chicken first. So you're going to now cover with the second half of the bread. That is making sense. Cover with the second bread slice, okay? And they are going to rub some mayonnaise. Go in with some mayonnaise as well. This mayonnaise is going to help us to be able to consume this sandwich better. Remember, we have some fresh things in the middle. Tomatoes, we have some lettuce. And for those of us that we are Nigerians, we don't like to eat all this kind of fresh things, okay? So the mayonnaise is going to help you to eat it better, because by the time you are done with the layering, you won't even notice that there is raw tomatoes or that there is lettuce in it, and your lettuce is not going to be bitter. In case you are wondering, how will the lettuce taste? So we just added some cucumber, some tomatoes, and some eggs, and we are going to cover with the other layer. And we are going to now use not a fork, a toothpick to just pin down the edges, okay? Just two sides is okay, because we're going to cut this sandwich very soon, so we don't want the sandwich to scatter while we are cutting it. So use your toothpick to layer. Now let's do this again. Rub your mayonnaise all over your toasted bread. Add some chicken on one of the toasted bread. Add your lettuce, cover with the second slice, and they're going to add some mayonnaise again. Rub all over the bread. Drop in your cucumbers, go in with your tomatoes and your eggs, and that is it. You are now going to cover with the other slice, okay? So secure both sides with a toothpick, and you're going to get your knife. It is ready at this point. If you want to eat your sandwich at this point, you can carry go. But if you want it to just look a little bit more prettier, to have that square sandwich shape, okay, so you're going to just use your knife. Get your sharp knife or a bread knife, whatever knife, and just cut this down. Be very careful so that your sandwich will not go and scatter, okay? So yeah, this is our club sandwich. Ready to be eaten. I want you guys to try this recipe and tell me what you think about it, okay? You're going to love it. So remember, you can add more mayonnaise, you can add more chicken, you can add more veggies, anything you want, okay? So this is just a guide, okay? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Bye, guys. Yeah.